Hope you're doing well. My name is Ozmourn, and today we're going to be playing Goosebumps Dead of Night. This is a really nice licensed game. Nice in terms of the speedrun, not in terms of, actual casual experience. But it's a really good speedrun, and it's supposed to be to pair with the movie that came out in 2020 starring Jack Black, who you will hear in this game. So that's something to look forward to. But just to start here, we're going to start with new game. Yes, and we're going to choose a normal difficulty. Unfortunately, the extreme incentive didn't get met, but that's perfectly fine because the normal speedrun in itself is like really cool to look at either way. So we're going to choose normal, and timing will begin when we load into the first level. I'm going to give a weird countdown just because I don't know how long the loading screen is going to be, but you can start time in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna be doing is talking to that typewriter because Jack Black is in it. You know what else would we do? The second thing that we're gonna see here is that you're gonna see that I'm like walking diagonally or running diagonally as well. For whatever reason in this game, walking diagonally or running diagonally, it just generally has more speed than just walking straight forward. So that's going to be our main mode of movement the entire time. Right here, we're going to start for our first skip, which is called Ghoul Skip. We're going to lodge ourselves into this corner and keep lodging ourselves into this corner throughout this entire animation of this ghoul coming out. We're ever so slightly outside of her field of view. And so she'll just walk right past us, and as soon as those boxes disappear, we're going to crouch so that we don't catch up to her too fast. As soon as we walk down these stairs and the checkpoint or the loading icon appears, we're going to reset checkpoint. And then we're going to do a little bit of fun by crouching down here and messing with the physics so we can grab this page through the cabinet so we don't have to get into the cabinet and waste time there. And over here we're going to be going to the kitchen, going to be collecting some more pages. We're going to collect 10 pages, much like Slenderman. And on the 4th page, congrats, you have now awakened the garden gnomes, because naturally what else would we do? The red garden gnomes will kill you, the yellow garden gnomes will not. There's only one gnome that we care about, and it's that guy right there who has the key, and hopefully he has good RNG, question mark? Yes, good, amazing RNG, my goodness. And so we want that key gnome to be right over here, and then we're gonna get this key. I'm hoping Slappy isn't anywhere. Okay, good. The next thing we're going to be doing is doing hitbox displacement. For whatever reason, when you crouch underneath an object in this game, your hitbox kind of gets displaced, moved, and so you can actually just clip through objects like that and go through the closet over there in order to grab the last page in there. We're going to get these two pages and reset checkpoint. We're going to go here and open this door from the other side in order to skip a cutscene. A really long cutscene in which you get introduced to the killer clown, and so that's another that's called clown skip. We don't have to worry about the clown anymore. And the hitbox displacement glitch allowed us to do werewolf skip, which we don't have to worry about the werewolf. Hopefully this ghoul up here is nice to me today, and she seems to be. Let's go. Okay, now we're going to be coming up here and crouching through here in order to get this page over here in Slappy's room. Load up, reset checkpoint, and then we're going to go over to the bedroom and get the last page. It's a little very rapid and explanation heavy speedrun. It's a really nice speedrun that you can learn in like 2 days. It's really nice. Okay, we're gonna get out that page and then we're gonna reload the checkpoint. And thankfully, we got over here to the stairs. Sometimes the checkpoint is wonky; it doesn't really work. And so, right out here, we have found the last page. We're gonna go into the Slappy fights, and the Slappy fight will allow us. It's kind of like pseudo RNG. It's RNG in the sense that like you don't entirely have control over where Slappy comes out of. But generally speaking, it's based on your camera positioning and the player positioning and the level. So generally speaking, if you do the same thing, you should have the same outcome, but sometimes it isn't the case. Usually Slappy likes to pop up over there, but today he didn't feel like doing it. And you really want to be careful with your movement because Slappy does like leaves these green piles of goo everywhere, and those are just not fun to deal with. Oh dear, oh my god. These red gnomes will undoubtedly kill you, and so you really don't want to mess with them or hold them for too long because like they just will kill you 100% of the time if you hold on to them too long. I don't trust that Slappy isn't going to kill me right now, and so I'm just going to like make sure that, oh, you see right here, once you look at him, it's like safe. I'm gonna grab this yellow gnome because the yellow gnome will not kill me, and I don't really care if I'm really far away from Slappy right now, or I'm really far away from like the entrance. I just really want to kill Slappy. Once we hit him the 3rd time, he gets sucked into the book, and then we can just get to the end of the level. Thankfully, the red gnome over there kind of just broke himself, and so we don't have to worry about him. Usually, you want to end the Slappy fight closer to the door so that there's less travel time, but generally speaking, that's just based on the pseudo RNG-ness of it. And so, all things considered, that was a decent Slappy fight. We didn't die, and that's the only thing I was looking for. So, cutscene. lore. Sabi escapes the book because plot has to plot, you know. This is also voiced by Jack Black. R.L. Stein and Sabi is voiced by Jack Black. And then we're going to go into the conservatory, or the greenhouse, I should say. And that is going to be level 2. This is the end of level 1 right here. There's the house, the conservatory, and then the Tesla Tower. And so this is the end of the house. Usually the house is the hardest part in your casual playthrough, and this is where the level turns into, like, where the speedrun turns into like a huge glitch fest, because we're going to see a lot of different glitches in here, including one that we're going to be doing right after this cutscene. In this level, Slappy is going to be turning us into like this weird creature, plant monster, and it's like it's like a whole thing, but we skip most of it when you're going to see how. But we have this poison that's injected to us, and then we're going to be talking to Dr. Brewer to try and find a cure for it. So that's the brief summary of the plot that we're barely going to see. We're going to grab this. Oh my god, thank you. Oh my goodness. Will that still work? Thankfully it did. Okay, right now we have something called infinite sprint glitch. The reason that works is because you can see that I have stamina at the bottom of the screen. And whenever you run out of stamina, there's like a 5-second grace period in which you are exhausted before your stamina starts refilling. And if like an audio file in the game stops playing, like an audio line just stops playing, you can just like during that 5-second grace period, you can just infinitely sprint. Do not ask me why those two things are connected. I do not know. But even during cutscenes like this, on the other end of that cutscene, you can still have infinite sprint glitch, as long as you hold down shift the entire time. And right here, we're going to be just sprinting throughout this whole level because, you know, we can. There's no punishment for being exhausted here. And I'm going to be doing some, yep. I was afraid that would happen, and unfortunately, in doing that, we did lose infinite sprint glitch, but that's perfectly fine. We're gonna have a little bit of more trouble here, and because we died, but that's perfectly fine. It's still like faster to just go through the level normally than it is to reset and do infinite sprint glitch again, because like that really long cutscene in the beginning is just really, really long. And so over here, we're gonna passing out and progressing with the level, and we're going to sit down right here. We're going to eat some porridge, and as soon as we eat the porridge, we're going to reset checkpoint, and now you're going to see an incredibly broken glitch called box flying. Look at this box. We're going to fly with it. We're going to go on top of it, and then we're going to crouch, and then excuse me. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. There's a lot of movement here. Then we're going to... Perfect. We're going to grab the box and then uncrouch, and then boom, look, we can fly, and none of this has collision. It's the most broken thing in this game, and we're going to skip like 70% of the level because of it. And as soon as we line ourselves up pretty well here, you want to just drop down like that. And we're going to grab this fruit. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. I was confused. Okay. We're going to grab that fruit, we're going to go over here, and we're at the end of the level. We're going to be using this chemistry station in order to make a potion that will cure us of this plant-like disease that we have. But the game doesn't actually check if you've collected all the ingredients. It just checks if you've collected the last one. And then they're like, oh yeah, you can do the rest of the potion now. And so that's why most of this works, because the game just doesn't have any checks for that. And so we're gonna grab this recipe. It's the wrong recipe. It's the recipe that Dr. Brewer wants us to make in order to kill us. But this is the recipe that Dr. Brewer's daughter is wanting us to make in order so we can actually like cure ourselves. But you're gonna see these are incredibly weird to control, by the way, because it's like gyroscope but for mouse. It's the most horrendous thing ever. But you can thankfully have small audio cues like that, telling you how much of each item you need to pour in. And this one you can just let it pour, because as soon as it turns to 70, it'll just make the potion for you. So that's our cure, and we're gonna drink it ourselves. And yeah, our hand is like incredibly green and plant-like, but like, and there was supposed to be like progression on that, but we skipped it. But the game, of course, these are just random animated cutscenes, and so it doesn't check for that. And so that's Dr. Brewer, that plant-like monster who has been poisoned and turned into a full plant. That's what we would have turned into. And as soon as Dr. Brewer untraps himself from all those vines, we want to take the cure and then we want to throw it at him. You want to really make sure that that does not miss, because if it does, you have to redo like the whole potion making thing again, and it's like the most annoying thing in the world. Then you're locked into this cutscene, and that is the end of level 2. And as you can see, you can waste stamina during the cutscene for some reason, which is like really dumb in my opinion. But that's the end of level 2. Now we're going to go into level 3, Tesla Tower. And there's a trick coming up that will either take me 2 seconds or 2 minutes, depending on how the game is feeling. It's not RNG, but it's so precise that it might as well be. I'm sure there's a more consistent setup that people that are better than me at this game do. But I've just based on what I've seen, based on every single PB that I've watched, I just cannot get this 100% consistent. But I will try my best. And so right here, Tesla Tower, Nikola Tesla is gonna recruit us in order to kill Sabi, all that jazz. And Sabi wants to use Tesla Tower in order to do his evil schemes. And there's a whole cutscene during this section as well. And there's like, you see that case over there with the gun and where like the red line leads to it on the right side. There is a gun in that case, and like a zap gun that we're gonna get. And usually you'd have to solve like 3 different rooms worth of puzzles in order to get to that point. And it's like the most annoying thing ever. It's the most drawn out part of the game, and we're gonna skip all of it, thankfully. And I'm gonna tell you how. And this is the most annoying trick in the run. Hopefully it doesn't take me longer than necessary. I will not, or I will, I hope to. And so, as you can see, there's a zap gun in here, and the zap gun is physically in there. Like, you can actually, that's an actual prop. It's not like just there for decoration. It's like physically in there. And so we're gonna try and get on top of this little red thing, this little red light, and open the case. And then, as you can see, you can open the case, and if you have it at the right angle, you can actually grab the zap gun. And sometimes the game wants to cooperate with you, sometimes it doesn't. And so pick up. We're looking for like a prompt that says pick up. That's when you know the game will let you pick up the gun. And you want to like rapidly rapidly move around and hopefully find an angle that the game will be nice with you with. When it comes to this. Yeah, it's like really weird. Like, it's the most inconsistent thing imaginable. You want to like kind of get onto the corner as far off of this red item as possible without actually passing by it. And so it's like so inconsistent and weird. You also want to make sure that you don't like accidentally collect this red thing because it gives you a bit more height than you'd like it. And so Nikola Tesla is going to be just calling us a goop until we actually pick this up. And hopefully it will not take too long. Again, it's like the most inconsistent thing in the world. But you know, it's part of it's like, I promise you, like, even if I spend 3 minutes on this, it's going to take less time than actually doing the intended route, with just solving all the puzzles in the room. It saves so much time over the intended route.
You goop. The case is still locked. You must investigate further.
It's going to go around here.
The case is still locked. You must investigate further.
Again, trying to get on top of here. This is like the most important thing, like trying to use it, trying to like get a specific angle, and that's an angle that you can really only get by getting on top of this.
The case is still locked. You must investigate further. You goop. The case is still locked. You must investigate.
I usually have like this much trouble with it, unfortunately.
Goop. The case is still locked. You must investigate further. You goop. The case is still locked. You must investigate further.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. Come on, game.
You goop. The case is still locked. You must investigate further. You goop. The case is still locked. You must investigate further.
Yeah, I am a goop. You're right. Nikola Tesla. There we go. Woo! I don't know what I did differently, but it's whatever. Like, it's that's how inconsistent this thing is. Oh, that's beautiful. And there's also a whole puzzle thing here, but like, why would we do that when we can just, glitch through here and enter the catwalk immediately? I hope I didn't spend too much time on that to the point where I would like overestimate. But like, again, this is just that trick is ugh. But it's I promise you, it's no matter how much time I spent on that, it was still fat. Oh my god, what? I've never died from that before. Hold up. Yeah. Oh my god, wait, what?
Mari, Odana, Loma, Molanu, Carano.
Why did it send me all the way back here? Okay, I've never had that happen before, my goodness. Well, this is a little embarrassing, but it is what it is. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna take it in stride. I do not know why it brought me all the way back here. Usually when you go back into the level, it leads you back to the catwalk. But it is what it is.
Outrageous. You down there.
Bet. All right. We're gonna go through this cutscene again, unfortunately, but it will hopefully the second time around doing the Zapkin skip will be better, because usually it is a little better. I think part of the help is messing up with the physics using your camera positioning, like we did with, like, in the earlier levels.
Idiot! Look what you've done. Get the book and go to the basement.
So we're gonna see this again.
I'll come get it after I've made my preparations. You
All right.
stop me this
Bet.
time, Twist.
All right, perfect.
Book must be of great
Let's try this
import.
once more, and this time
Behold,
we're gonna do it well.
This case contains my greatest creation. But first, you must unlock it. You goop! The case is still locked. You must investigate further.
Okay.
You goop! The case is still locked. You must investigate further. You goop! The case is still locked. You must investigate further. You goop! The case is still locked.
There we go. Oh my god, that was so much faster. Let's go. Let's go. That's how you want to happen.
This is my mechanical room.
All right, let's try this again.
Be a bit of a maze. Keep your wits about you.
All right.
Hurry.
Thankfully,
Elevator will take
unfortunately,
you to the
that
top
really
of the
bad
tower.
mishap in which you had to, like, restart the whole level, that probably definitely brought us overestimate. But you know what?
Be careful.
It is what it is.
Want you to fall
You
down.
can't win them all.
No, wait.
Unfortunately not.
That's exactly what I want.
And this time we're going to. What is going on here? Low last checkpoint. Okay. I usually don't fall down that. I don't know why it's like.
No, wait. That's exactly what I want.
Okay, we're gonna go through here again. There we go.
This
Okay.
is unacceptable. The spy must have gotten his hands on
We're gonna try it again because I messed up on the infinite sprint glitch here.
Be careful.
Hopefully last time.
I wouldn't want you to fall down.
I didn't exhaust it on the right time.
Exactly what I want.
So you want to come pass by here, and then you want to really make sure that you run out of okay, there we go. At the end of that voice line, that is when you want to run out of stamina, and so the voice line will end when you're exhausted, and then you have infinite sprint glitch. That is probably the most clearest. That is the clearest example of infinite sprint glitch, and you kind of need infinite sprint glitch in normal mode in order to perform a specific skip, which is walking across this part of the catwalk before actually like before it falls down. And we want to avoid these witches. And thankfully, once we do the catwalk successfully, if you could believe it, we did it well. And you can actually, again, you can keep infinite sprint glitch even through loading screens like this if you just hold down shift the whole time. But we probably won't keep it for like the majority of the boss fight because, you know, there's a lot of movement, and generally speaking, I don't like want to be keeping moving a lot, because that will like kind of increase your chances of just getting hit by different attacks from the witches. Well, you do want to be moving a little bit because we're going to be fighting the 3 main guys we saw in the house, even though we only saw 1 because we skipped 2 of them.
Now hand it over.
So that's Slappy, the ghoul, the clown, the werewolf. We skipped the ghoul and the clown, or the clown and the werewolf at the beginning of the game, but now we're just going to be fighting all 3. Each of them has these orbs that we're going to be using. You have to shoot these orbs 3 times. They all end up like spawning in the same place, so if you have a general idea of where they spawn in, you should be pretty consistent with them. There we go, like that.
You remember my friend.
And now we're just going to do that same exact thing again, but twice more. The only difference between rounds is that usually there's more witches and more things you have to worry about than just the orb. You want to make sure you don't use all of your Zap Gun's power at the same time. You really shouldn't have to, as long as you're able to like avoid the witches' attacks.
That makes me far more angry than anything else you
All right. And now, hopefully, we can avoid these witches once more. And just get these orbs. You don't want to... I almost ran out of Zapgun power there. But you really don't want to, because otherwise... You see, even I've been holding on, like, sprint this entire time. And even then, I didn't have infinite sprint glitch for the entire duration of the boss fight. Time is going to come up right here when we kill Slappy. So, 3, 2, 1, time. All right. I almost undoubtedly went over estimate due to that really bad mistake in level 3 in which we had to like restart the level. But it is what it is. You know, sometimes that happens. But you know what? All things considered, like if you just erase that, it didn't go that bad. It wasn't that bad. But right here, a really nice credits theme in my opinion. But if you're looking for like a nice like weekend learning experience for like a speedrun, this is really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope that if you're interested, we have a Discord. Look us up on speedrun.com. You know what to do. All that jazz. My name is Ozmourn. You can follow me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. Ozmourn on every platform imaginable. So that is Goosebumps Set of 9. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed playing it, and I'm hoping that if you see me at another marathon do this, I can perform a little bit better than I did tonight with that unfortunate mistake that brought us pretty high on time. But it is what it is. I'm not too upset about it. You know, you win some, you lose some. So really, really good luck to Twan for the next run. Thank you so much to Twan for having me back again. Also, I unfortunately had to drop out a run that was supposed to be last night, but he's really kind, and but thankfully I had a run today to show you off. But that's enough talking for me. I hope that Twan has a really good run, and I hope you all have a good night. Have a good one.